We are talking to UCLA wide receiver and defensive back recruit, Devin Kirkwood. What's going on, Devin?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We are good, man. You're laughing, you're giggly. I mean, that's good. I mean, I want to laugh and giggle, but I'm more than likely going to hide under my table with everything that's going on in the world. I might as well hide under my table because if I'm outside in the open, if I'm not out in the humidity trying to boil like a cartoon character, I don't want to be caught with COVID-19. How are you and your family doing right now?
Me and my family, we're doing pretty good right now. We train I train every day to stay in shape, and I try to keep my distance with a lot of people so that I won't have a risk of catching it. And it's been really good. Me and my mom spend a lot more time together, and me and the family get along a lot better. So I feel like this is like a good thing to help us get closer as a family.
Devin, I read that you're the number 13th ranked overall athlete in 2021 recruiting class. How does that feel when you hear that you're ranked in the top 20 of recruits?
That's really a big blessing. Cause I never to be honest, I didn't think that was gonna really happen. Cause I just worked hard every day, and when I finally when somebody text me and was like, "Dev, you made it in the top 30, made it in the top 20." I was like, "Whoa, for real? That's crazy." I was not expecting that, and that really shocked me and my family because they was just saying your time is gonna come, and I was always like, "When?" And then when it finally showed up, I was like, "Wow."
Well, you have a great personality, that's for sure. We are talking to UCLA wide receiver and defensive back recruit Devin Kirkwood. Devin, what made you decide to go to UCLA? Obviously, the coaches come and talk to you and your family. They tell you how great UCLA is from all the different schools that were recruiting you. I'm sure you had 20 or 30 different schools that were recruiting you, knowing that you were a top 20 recruit. What made you decide to go to UCLA out of all the other schools?
What made me want to go to UCLA?
Mm-hmm.
The academic standpoint, because I want to have a challenge. And I always was born, and I always loved UCLA because, I was born into a family of Bruins. I love UCLA a lot. My mom went there. My auntie worked at UCLA, doctor. She was a doctor there, a nurse there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also I used to go to their games, and I played for the Baldwin Hills Bruins when I was younger. So, just being able to transition from playing for Baldwin and then going to Sarah and having a head coach named Coach Aldenberg, that's always bro, he's UCLA is the school that you will love it, and I'm like all right. And then I've always been on campus. I went to the camps on UCLA, and I like how the environment is different from other schools. I like how they keep academics first and then sport, and then also I love how they're gonna give me they'll let me come in and get a chance to compete for the starter position. And the reason why I chose this really high over all the schools is because they're different. A lot of people said that they're not they've been on a downfall, just like they said at Sarah that we're having a downfall. But we bounced back as soon as we started. We came back this last year as a team, and I feel like when I go to UCLA, I can change the culture there and make it a better team and take back the West Coast.
So they just made a big flashy coaching hire a couple of years ago. They hired Chip Kelly, who was a great college coach at Oregon for a while. Then he goes into the NFL and he says some of the craziest.
Oh, stop! He
years.
did a great job. I like Chip Kelly. By the way,
he was
kind
of up and down in the NFL. Errol liked him.
I liked him,
but I mean, he was good as a coach, horrible as a GM. I guess we could go with that.
Okay.
He had a very strange NFL career, and then he went back to UCLA, and obviously he's one of the biggest names in terms of offensive coaches that we've seen, even at the time in the NFL. And then, especially with the RPO, is there anything specific about his offense or just him as a coach in general that swayed you to come to UCLA?
Chip's very different than most coaches. He always tells you how he feels about you and how he sees you fitting into his program. He told me straight up he feels I feel like I could come in and make a huge impact on the team right away. Because he said I'm always upbeat, always ready to compete, and I don't shy away from no type of competition. So I feel like this would be the best. I feel like that would have been the best school. And I always talk to Chip Kelly about he always asks how I'm doing in school. He doesn't just ask about football. he asked about like how my day is, how my family is, and how like the coach and how like the Sarah coaches are, and see like how do I communicate with my teammates instead of just seeing how I just do my stuff on my own. Do I help uplift my teammates and bring them to the level I'm on, or do I just try to just be a lone wolf?
We are talking to UCLA wide receiver and defensive back recruit Devin Kirkwood. Now, Devin, it says you're a defensive back as well as a wide receiver. What position are you going to play for UCLA? And when you compare and contrast some of the players that we've seen play college football, especially some of the draft this year, when you have Jerry Jeudy, you have guys like CeeDee Lamb or Denzel Mims, is there a particular player that you can compare your style of game to?
What Chip Kelly had, he told me he wants me to come in as like a corner for his school, because he sees how good of a ball player I am on defense, and that I'm a very good press coverage type of DB. But also, like they talk to me sometimes, seeing like how I am on offense, see if I'll be like to see if I'm like a very good offensive player. But I play defense a lot more. Mm-hmm. And what game I see myself like mimicking and like trying to be like?
Yes.
C.J. Henderson.
Wow.
C.J. Henderson from the Florida Gators.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Henderson, he is a dog. Like, he always talks trash. He's like, what I saw on the internet was like he's one of the best corners that talks trash in his game, and he still shows his game.
Oh, wait, hold on, Devin. So you're a trash talker.
Yeah, for sure. Like that.
I love it. I love guys that, because to me, the trash talkers are the ones that can, especially the good ones. When they're on the field, and Jalen Ramsey is one of the biggest trash talkers in the NFL right now. And the one thing great about Jalen Ramsey is when he gets on the field, as much as he talks trash, he puts in the work. He puts in the time, and that's why he's one of, if not the best corner in football. So I love that you're a trash talker, but could you put it on the field as well?
Of course. That's the one thing. Once I get in your head, I know I'm winning. Because now that the show not going to look your way, you're going to be really mad, and you're going to run routes that's not even in the playbook. But now that's when I start getting my pick.
Well, I'll tell you this. I love your personality, because the one thing that I love about professional, when I interview some of you recruits, and we try to see when we ask you the question, do you see yourself as a professional football player, and try to compare and contrast your style of game to an NFL style of player that came from college, the one thing that I get from some of these recruits is they kind of try to hold back. They don't really want to give in some of the questions that we ask. And the fact that you tell us that you like to trash talk and you like to put in the work, and really academically is the part of academics comes first over the game. That's very, very unique in my eyes as a player.
Yeah, you got to thank my mom on that. She raised me to be like that.
Oh, so your mother, before you decided to go to UCLA, your mother told you academics come first over football.
She always told me that growing up, because she said you can't go nowhere in life without having academics.
Wow, you have a great mom, man. I'll tell you that right now, because a lot of these parents that I never really speak to, besides asking them a question, who pushes them to play play college football or wants you to go play for professional football. The one thing I've learned is they really don't open up to say that their parents want them to go play D1 football because of academics. They usually want them to go and play where they can earn their opportunities to possibly go play in the NFL. So I love the fact that your mom pushes you with academics as well as play football.
Yeah, because me and her, we do a competition in this house to see like who brings the home best grade, the best GPA.
Oh yeah, your mom goes to school?
She does. She's working to get her doctor's at USC.
Wow,
ooh, rivalry in the family.
Look at this. I mean, like, wow, your mom's a scholar too. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
So, before I get to my question, I just want to say how coincidental it was that he brought up C.J. Henderson drafted by the Jaguars, and you brought up Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. But
yeah, it was deliberate.
That is pretty ironic. So, Of those positions that you do play, Devin, receiver, corner, you also play some safety. Do you have a favorite that you like to do? And even though Chip Kelly's having you now go for corner, can you see yourself playing another position down the road, maybe in your junior or senior year at UCLA, if you stay on there that long?
What I can see myself is like end up doing like what Darnay did, like be a hybrid, move around. Like Darnay plays some corner, then he plays some nickel, then he plays some safety. I feel like that's what I end up doing for if I was to stay even longer. I'd move around from around there, and then I try and get Chip Kelly to see if he'll let me get at least one, like a few plays on offense.
He might.
Jabril Peppers.
He might. He likes to have a lot of wide receivers on the field. I've seen Chip Kelly have 6 or 7 wide receivers on the field. So
and sometimes he have 3 running backs all random places.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually asked you to step on the field and play offense. Devin, did you hear us? I'm sorry. I don't know if we lost
I didn't hear you.
No, you hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
No, I said Chip Kelly. I wouldn't be surprised if Chip Kelly actually asked you to play offense one way or another, because we've seen him in the NFL and college football with Oregon. He had 5, 6 wide receivers on the field at one time, so I could see him doing that.
I feel like you would too. I feel like you would.